Okay, so we are back after the break. There was a police car actually coming over here, looking what we are doing. So fortunately he didn't ride around. He doesn't have CBT, that one thing. And the other thing, there's no L plates. Because I can ride without L plates, so... Okay. Yeah. Indicator. Good. Check. And stop. And turn off the indicator. Good. Okay, come back. Now we're gonna do the right turn. Now the right turn is a bit different, because right turn, you have to stop. Now if there is nothing on the other side, so you're going left side of the road as you usually do, and if there's nothing incoming on the right side, you can turn straight ahead. But if there is something incoming, you have to stop. So let's assume there's something incoming. So what you have to do is you're gonna go straight, you're gonna go turn here. So you're gonna go straight, you're gonna turn on the indicator, but you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop over here somewhere. You're gonna stop. I'll tell you the car's passed. Then you're gonna do right shoulder check, and then you're gonna turn straight away. All right? Turn up your. Turn this up. I want you to hear me. Go around, turn around. When you go, turn on the indicator. Stop over here. When I tell you to go, you go. All right. So we're doing the left and right turns. Okay, yeah, it's easy, yeah, you can go, check, check. Okay, first of all, check, and then turn. Check, yes, and then turn. Okay, stop, turn off the indicator, and back off. Back off. Alright, try this again, the same thing again, just stop. Wait for me to signal, wait for me to signal you. When I signal you, you may go. Of course, before you go, right hand check, and then go. Alright, slowly. Good, he turned on the indicator. Yeah. Much better. Okay, come back. Okay, when I wave you around, when you look at me, when I wave you around, just do the shoulder check and just go. Don't look at me again.
I just focus on the starting, you know?
Okay, just when I wave you around, when I wave you, you are free to go. So just do the shoulder check and then go. Don't hesitate anymore.
Yeah, but
Yeah, go, just, yeah, practice. I'm checking myself for cars and stuff. You don't have to worry about that. Don't do that. First you look at me only. Okay? Now I do this, now what you do. Now what you do. I do this, what you do. Yes, and then turn. Yeah, when I do this, what you do? Yeah, when I do this, what you gonna do? This, yes? Okay? and you didn't do it. Do it again. Before I wave you, don't do a shoulder check. When I wave you, do the shoulder check and then turn. Don't look at me anymore, just turn. Not this leg. When you start off, leg, the other leg, and that's how you start. Yeah, go. Turn it on and go. I have to change the... I have to do something about the peg. I can see it's rubbish, kind of. Alright, so don't hesitate. When I... Okay, so better, but when I actually wave you, just do this and don't look back at me. Doesn't matter anymore. You checked your side, you know there's nothing coming, you can just turn. Alright, now we're gonna do something else. Now what we're gonna do is, you're gonna turn right again, but this time, there is nothing incoming. So you don't have to look at me and, you know, for me to wait. Yeah, just check your shoulder and then instantly turn. You don't have to look at me. There's some sand in my mouth. It's not doing badly though. Okay, so I want to do only the left and right turns with him, because it's almost 8 o'clock and I want to go home. And that's gonna be concluding his training today, at least. Turn. And the indicator. Alright. Back off. Do it one more time. Again, don't look at me. You already know there is nothing incoming, there is no traffic incoming, so don't look at me. Just check and turn. I'm gonna move away because he's gonna look at me again. So okay. And he stalled. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna do the left turn again. Again, you don't have to stop. Just put the indicator on that you're turning. You can put it early. Put the indicator on when you want to turn. Left shoulder check and turn. Don't look at me. Just turn. After the shoulder check. Gonna do left turn now. See how he copes. And that's pretty much it. I cannot do any roundabouts with him here. He has to do it on, you know, on the street. So that's the procedure of doing. Well, he's not using the mirrors, but they will teach that. You know, they will teach him. Very good. And he stopped properly. Turn off the indicator. Indicator. The indicator. Alright, that's pretty much it. You of course have roundabouts and stuff like that, but I cannot take you onto roundabouts. So there are no roundabouts over here. You already did most of the exercises you would do on CBT. So you did slow control, which you have some kind of skills in that. You have slow control. You won't have slalom. You won't have manual handling like you did. So for example, from bay to bay, that's manual handling. You won't have that. That's for the test for full motorcycle license. That's not in CBT whatsoever. But I'm doing this because you handle this bike in real world, and I want you to know how to handle this bike. So I'm teaching you more than CBT. Alright, so you know how to do that, so you know how to manual handle, you know how to do U-turns, and you know how to do figures of 8. You practiced emergency stop, and you practice left and right turns. Now there will be more on CBT. They will practice they'll have much more space, and they will have cones and stuff like that. So you shouldn't have any problems with that. You already know how it works. The only thing I cannot teach you is how to go around roundabouts. I can only say that to you, not teach you, and how to behave on the road. Now, there's only an explanation I can do to you, because when you ride rounds, I cannot really, I don't have the way to show you that on the bike, and Alright, so what you're gonna do is, there's a middle of the road, there's 3 lanes for bikes. You have 3 lanes on the, sorry, not 3 lanes, 3 positions on the road when you're on your lane. So you have a lane, and there's middle position, there's left position and right position. So you're like this, middle, left, right position. So if you imagine, for example, we have stuff over here. So if this is my road, middle position is here. So this is around somewhere here, this is middle position. This is the position you're gonna ride in, most of the time. So this is the position you want to ride in the middle of the street. When you turn left, you move to the left position. So you check your shoulder, you don't indicate, you just check your shoulder, you're in the middle position, you check your shoulder, you move to the left position, and then when you want to turn, you put under the indicator, and with this left position, you go around like this. This is the curb, let's say, and you turn. So there is more space on that side, and this way, when you do that, no cyclist or biker can get in this space to actually overtake you. So you do this to prevent someone from overtaking you. Of course, they can use footpath. Not the bikers, but cyclists can use the footpath. And therefore, you also have to check before you turn left, even though you just don't stop and just turn, you still have to check for pedestrians or any type of cyclist that may go on the footpath. So you check for that, and then you turn. So this is the left position, the middle position, and the right position is for turning right. So you don't turn right from middle on junctions. You go to this side, then you check both sides if it's clear. For example, from a minor road or from a side road, you turn right, you stand in this position, and then you turn from this position right. So that's the positioning. Now, this is for junctions only. If you are approaching, for example, if you are going onto a roundabout, always stay in the middle. Even if you go straight, left, right, in the middle. This is the safest position. That's how they're gonna teach you. It's the safest position because even if someone is next to you, you can see that, but no car will be able to squeeze in that space next to you. And sometimes cars like to do that. And I have, maybe I don't have footage for that, but no, I actually do have footage on that. So, yeah, the cars try to squeeze past you. So stay in the middle for roundabouts. For going straight, of course, in the middle. If you want to, on junctions only, so if this is a junction, this is a good example. So you're going straight, this is a, let's say, main road. This is, do you have it? Yeah, it's my, this is a main road. If you want to turn left, you're gonna be, okay, you're gonna be positioned, you're going along like that, you're in the middle. You want to turn left, so you check your shoulder, you move to this position, you go like this, you indicate, and you turn left with the curb, like that. You turn left, right? So you turn left. Now, if you want to turn right on that type of road, you don't go straight over here like that and indicate right. Look how much space is over there. So what you do is go like this and follow the curb, and you stop over here to turn right. Okay? It's over there on that direction. But that's what I mean, this one is bigger. So if you want to turn left, it's the same. You're gonna be on that side over there next to the curb. And if you want to turn right, you're gonna be over here. This should be your position about if you want to turn right. And if you want to turn left, this should be your position to turn left. So you check, nothing's incoming over there, and you turn. Alright? And the same for this one. The same for this one. You stand here. Stand here. You have to check both sides because you're turning over there. So if nothing's there, you turn. And if you go straight, use the middle lane. Middle of the lane. That's pretty much that. On one-way streets, there is one exception to that. There is one exception to that. On one-way streets. One-way street, if you will see one-way street when you have a sign that is a rectangular arrow straight. Blue, rectangular with an arrow pointing straight. That's one-way street. Also, there are markings on the road, but they're probably gonna tell you that. So on one-way street, you will have something like this at the end of the street, but that's one-way street. No car can turn there. It's only you going this direction, right? So when you're gonna turn right, you actually use this lane. You don't go over there, where you have double, dotted lines. You don't go there. You actually go over here. And that's only for one direction street, so one-way streets. So if you're gonna turn this way, then you turn this way, like that. If you go straight, you can use both lanes. But if you go right, you use like this next to the curb. And if you go left, you use that other lane and also go to the curb. So that's for one-way streets only. All right? They're gonna explain that to you anyway on CBT. But you have control over your bike a bit. You learn how to do that. So if you sit on another bike, you should not have problem. You just have to adjust to it. And you know how to do figures of 8. You know how to do U-turns and stuff like this. They will explain this to you again. It's just that you have some experience now and you can do it. As for, as I said, roundabouts and everything like that, they will explain to you on the board. They will have a board how to go around the roundabouts. So if you are, confident, you can ride around like this. You did stall a couple of times, but you are learning, and you will stall even in real world. So, for example, on the street you may stall when you're on lights or something. It can happen. You will stall probably sometimes. When you do, don't panic. Don't try to change gears. If you should be on first gear. When you stop, change gears down. So if you're going, like, for example, 30 miles an hour. And you see the red lights, clutch in, change the gears down, brake, and stop.
When you go to there, you change for the first gear?
That depends. You can stay on second gear, but if you see the oncoming traffic, if you cannot go straight ahead, so if you see oncoming traffic, you stop and you have to change the gear. So you can stop and change the gear, or you can change the gear and then stop. But if you don't see any traffic, it's better to stay in second gear and then go straight ahead. Because if there is nothing incoming, you have freeway.
But most of the time, what gear you're driving on the street? Second or third?
That depends on what type of speed you are doing. On this bike, first gear is just to start the bike rolling. So after like 6, 7, 8 miles, something like that, it does. You don't have to look at it.
Yeah,
It will.
you can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it. You put on the second gear. On the second gear, you can go about 15, 20 miles on this bike. 20 miles. And then you put on the third gear. And on the third gear, you go about 23, 4 miles because it will start to rev a bit. And you will hear that it goes like a fucking saw. So you can put on the fourth gear, and on fourth gear, you can cruise at 30 miles an hour. So that's the most speed you will do, 20, 30 miles an hour. If you go on to A406, for example, you have to use the fifth gear. That's the last gear you have. There's 5 only gears in this bike. There's no 6 gears. So if you cannot put any more gears up, that means you're on 5th gear. So then if you want to stop, you slow down a bit, you put the gear down a bit. Up to 40 miles, you don't have to change from 5th. 40 miles and up, you do 5th gear. Yeah, that's the 40, yeah. So up to 40 miles, 5th gear, no problem. If you're going below 40, change the gear to 4th. Change the gear, and you will do 40 miles on that as well. But in case you have to stop, you have one less gear, and you will have much more power. Because the slower you go, the higher the gear, the slower the bike is. So you have to adjust to the gears. You will naturally learn that. So yeah, anyway, that concludes your training pretty much. I cannot really teach you anything else. I showed you around everything. So now what you have to do is just go pay for CBT and do it. That's pretty much it. Alright, so
Let me go around.
when there's no cars, you can go around. So just go around like that in circle.
My park is here and we go together.
Yeah. So just go around. And that concludes his training. I mean, I could do one more training with him. But he'll do it with them. He'll change gears. He'll learn to do that naturally. Yeah. It's not bad. You can ride a bike. Your stopping is a bit too harsh.
Yeah, but it's not my
Yeah,
bike,
but
so
it's, yeah, don't worry. It will be yours. Anyway. Okay, put it in neutral. Let me sit down on it, and then I will take you back home. Alright guys, this will conclude the training. I'll see you in a minute.